My name is Dr. Winston Cray. I have been here since the beginning. My life's work has been to untangle the mysteries buried within the DNA of man and the others. To fulfill a pact and in turn become the linchpin for a new world order. Circumstances have changed.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order.
So when we build the post-COVID world, when we do the Great Reset,
the whole world coming together, there's nothing like it. The multilateral world order, which has given us so much in the decades since World War II, is under great pressure. And we need to turn this tide, because the new generations, who are already making their voices heard, must be able to count on a solid global system of multilateral cooperation.
A new world order.
The Kingdom of the Netherlands will keep working towards that end in every way possible. We are one of the 10 biggest donors to the multilateral system.
We will have not less, we will have more globalization. But the question is, how do we master and how do we construct this new type of globalization? I call it globalization 4.0.
A new world order.
Men nemen wat topbankiers, een aantal gerespecteerde zakenlieden, een vleugje politici en bij voorkeur nog wat koningen of koninginnen. Die zet je dan 3 dagen bij elkaar in een hermetisch afgesloten hotel en je laat ze praten over... Ja, waarover eigenlijk? Weet het niet. Het is mysterie alom bij de jaarlijkse Bilderbergs-conferentie.
Inmiddels staat de conferentie bekend als de meest intrigerende geheime organisatie ter wereld. Koning Willem-Alexander en premier Rutte zijn geen onbekenden op de conferentie. Naast hen zijn dit jaar ook burgemeester Abu Taleb, Shell-topman Ben van Beurden, staatssecretaris Dijksma en wethouder Ollongren te gast.
For the uninitiated, I am Mr. White. My real name is unimportant. I am the facilitator of Dreamland. Yes, the maker of dreams. I like that. It's poetic.
Daarover zei Robert Schuman, een van de grondleggers van de Europese samenwerking: de vereniging van Europa kan niet ineens worden gerealiseerd, noch door een allesomvattende schepping tot stand worden gebracht. Het Verenigd Europa zal moeten worden opgebouwd door middel van concrete daden.
Many of the United States presidents have blood relations with each other. The Bush lineage has blood ties to a great number of former presidents. George Washington, Millard Fillmore, Franklin Pierce, Abraham Lincoln, Ulysses Grant, Rutherford Hayes, James Garfield, Grover Cleveland, Teddy Roosevelt, William Taft, Calvin Coolidge, Herbert Hoover, Franklin Roosevelt, Richard Nixon, and Gerald Ford. Michael Tessarion points out in his work that Bush is closely related to every European monarch on and off the throne, and has kinship with every member of Britain's royal family.
Today I'm going to show you exactly how all the current kings and queens of Europe are related. I'll be using this family tree chart, which includes 5 kings, those of the Netherlands, Belgium, Spain, Norway, and Sweden, and 2 queens, those of the United Kingdom and Denmark.
Bush's family tree can be documented as far back as the early 15th century. He has a direct descent from Henry III and from Henry VIII's sister Mary Tudor. He is also descended from Charles II of England. And we also find that George W. Bush is a direct descendant of Godfrey the Bullion. Godfrey was the first king of Jerusalem after he recaptured it from the Saracens, which was the name for the Islamic faith during the Middle Ages.
That President Obama and all the presidents before him, with the exception of one, are related and descendants of a former king of England.
It is interesting to note that the current occupation of the United States in the Middle East was re-established by the same family, George Bush Sr. in 1991 and again by George Bush Jr. in 2003. George Bush Jr. is then found to be a cousin to both opposing candidates of his 2 terms in office, Al Gore and John Kerry. Democratic President Barack Obama also has blood ties with George W. Bush, as well as Gerald Ford, Lyndon Johnson, Harry Truman, James Madison, and the British Prime Minister Sir Winston Churchill. On the opposing side of the 2008 presidential ballot, John McCain is descended from Robert the Bruce, King William I of Scotland, and also Godfrey the Bullion.
It's 67 words long, it's 100 years old, and it changed the course of history for the Middle East and the Jewish people. The Balfour Declaration, the expression of the British government's support for a Jewish home in Palestine, was sent by British Foreign Secretary Arthur Balfour to the second Lord Rothschild.
Dear Lord Rothschild, I have much pleasure in conveying to you, on behalf of His Majesty's government, the following declaration of sympathy with Jewish Zionist aspirations, which has been submitted to and approved by the Cabinet.
In addition, it was after all in Great Britain, so they felt that the Rothschild family should be the one to whom it was addressed. And Walter was Lord Rothschild, and he was a Zionist.
בכל העניינים. מה שישראל לאחרונה ניתצו כמה עניינים. מה שלא יאות, וגם משהו שעדיין משאיר ליבו. אז הייתה משהו ומה ידיעתו. הכנראה שהיא מספיק, כאילו שהיום כבר שוד, כמה שוד בגיל עדיין ליבו, אבל יש עוד כמה שעות, אז יש להשתדל גם היום, ובשורות טובות.
Therefore, I have determined that it is time to officially recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel.